So today, this morning actually was just like pretty much every other morning, especially now that the weather is warmer, and the only difference being we hang out on the patio in different clothing, less clothing than when it's cooler in the morning. But it is a enjoyable time, which much like pretty much the rest of the day is as well, for my wife and I, Squirrel Tribe, Michelle, to sit, wake up, drink coffee, chit chat, read comments, strategize, read emails, and get ready to start the day. And today, I pull up an email, which is an email that I receive every day. So it's a news publication that shares with me economic and financial insights, stock market, trading, cryptocurrency, different currencies, Forex, EFTs, ETS, NFTs, central bank digital currency, CBDC, different businesses, mergers and acquisitions, hedge funds, mutual funds, the housing market, automotive industry, car market. It goes through all of it. And it's a pretty cool email. And this morning, I'm gonna read to you what was shared with me this morning. And it said, I'm gonna read it to you here. It says that if you live in the Northeast, the world has looked and in many ways acted like something out of a low-budget post-apocalyptic movie these past couple of days. So, if you live in the Northeast, they're saying that over the last few days, there's been this almost, for lack of better words, haze settling over the residents of these areas. And obviously, we know what movie they're talking about. And actually, I say obviously, I've only seen one, I believe. And it was the one with, what was his name? The newer one. It had Charlize Theron in it, and now I cannot remember that guy's name. He played Bane in Dark Knight, or a Batman movie. I think it's Tom something. Anyway, that's the movie, okay? And they're saying that it looks like a low-budget version of this post-apocalyptic movie, which you would think that the prepper audience, the doomsday prepper and end of days, rapture, judgment day is coming crowd would be all for it, you know? Like they would be rushing up there to be in the middle of this, maybe even testing out some of the gear that they've purchased and they've bought and they've invested in for this very moment. But the email continued to say that clouds of smoke from Canadian wildfires have blown south, blanketing states along the coast, creating poor air quality and low visibility. Conditions are supposed to clear up today and tomorrow, but people should expect higher than normal activity for the rest of this wildfire season, which has already burned more than 3.7 million acres of Canada. That's a lot of timber, okay? That's a lot of timber. But at the same time, it's literally telling us that although in the next few days this could clear up, the season has started. This wildfire season has started. And they recommend that to stay safe and avoid significant smoke inhalation, limit your time outside and wear a face mask when you do. Also stock up on gasoline, as Mad Max Rockintansky calls it. It will be the currency in the new wasteland. Now, why? I need you guys to help me answer this question, okay? Why is it that when these types of warnings and alerts are presented, why is it always steering us towards spending money rather than not buying anything, or better yet, making and earning and increasing how much more money you make? Why is that? you know. And don't get me started on the wearing a mask outdoors nonsense. Here we go. They're setting a precedent here for getting folks ready to wear these masks again outdoors. But the gasoline is obviously fuel. Gasoline. This is ultimately, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. And it's a somewhat but possibly accurate representation of what the future could look like, despite the push for EVs, which ironically, EVs, according to a news report that I saw today, would take 15 years to recover the cost of the EV. Now, this is all based on today's numbers and projections, but odds are over time, especially as EVs begin to cycle out internal combustion engine vehicles, ICE vehicles, the cost of ownership was going to only increase. It's business, folks. And the money is going to be in the charging, the money is going to be in the maintenance, the money is going to be in the subscriptions that they're going to start hitting people for in their vehicles. Subscriptions. No longer will you buy a car and choose the options before you take delivery or have it built, custom built for your spec. But no, now you will have to succumb to monthly reoccurring charges of subscription fees just to have access to the radio, air conditioning, heat, navigation, self-driving technology, power. They're going to limit the amount of power, given that, you know, this is now an electric vehicle, and it's much easier to control this with remotely over the air. Updates galore. It's like waking up one day and you go to use your phone and it's like, nope, I'm going to update for the next 25 minutes. I hope you didn't need me. Or if anybody ever played Xbox or has any DJI drone, you're constantly updating. Why? Well, I know why, but we're not going to get into that in this video because we'd be here for a very long time. But I actually want to show you guys a clip from a video that we posted a few days ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. And we were driving by, and you know, the fire trucks, ambulance, sirens were going. There was a little bit of a wildfire going on here in Destin, Florida. I'm pretty sure it was easily contained and extinguished relatively quickly, but it didn't make me immediately want to go buy something. Oh, I thought it was for this right here.
I feel like a brush fire at the gas station should be top priority right now.
Smells good. Or maybe the fire. Oh, there's a Fat Boys here too. Maybe the fire trucks for that, the ambulance for something else. And I understand it's business. I understand the marketing strategy and the push behind it. As I recall, a few years ago, we were in Georgia, and there was a snowstorm coming. Now, granted, Ryan Hall is going to tell you all about the real potential dangers with the upcoming forecasts, but you got to pick and choose who you want to listen to. You got to pick and choose who you're going to trust. And I will say that there are a lot of folks on this platform, and I'm not saying it's Ryan Hall, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there's a lot of folks on this platform that have the ability to create channels, record videos, create live streams, shorts, whatever it may be, and upload content that is completely false and inaccurate and misleading, all for the purpose of getting you to buy certain things. And they're allowed to do that. You know, this is that freedom of speech. This is not what I teach those who engage with me as clients and in YouTube content creation, channel creation coaching. But what I'm saying is that it happens and you have to be aware of it. I actually received 2 email offers today for sponsorship, paid promotion, brand affiliate opportunities to promote products as they relate to the air quality crisis and panic and scare that we just discussed, we just talked about. Now, I deleted them. I'm not interested. I'm not interested, and it's not because of what's happening to Dave Ramsey right now and his $150 million lawsuit, but that's just not how I roll, okay? So if you guys want to find possible solutions and ways to mitigate, your own health risks as it relates to the poor air quality as a result of the wildfires, then by all means, do your research, go for it. But I'm not going to sit here and just like shove a product in your face and tell you to buy it just because, there's some smoke in the air, okay? But the key is that the overall push is always to get you to spend more money. Whereas I feel as though my overall push is always to get you to make more money. Now, let's just say that there's an area in between. Let's just say we have a Venn diagram, and in one circle we've got spend more money, and in another circle we've got make more money. So when the circles overlap, what do you think would be in that middle section of the Venn diagram? I think what would fall into that category would be save money. Okay, you can either spend more, you can make more, you can save more. Okay, and that saving more doesn't necessarily mean putting it in a bank, in a savings account in the bank that could potentially be at risk. No, I'm saying that it could save money in regard to what you purchase, the shopping habits that you have, any coupons or savings or promotions or discounts that may be available. That's what I mean by saving money in this Venn diagram. So just picture that in your mind. Two circles and then in the middle, save money. However, I'm going to argue that saving money is not the key, okay? Saving money is not the key. Now, we shouldn't ignore it, but it's not the key. It's not the answer. The simple answer is don't buy anything. There's no better way to save money, spend less, than not to spend anything at all. Don't buy anything. Don't buy nothing, okay? But obviously that's not feasible in all situations. Now, running out to go buy air filters and air purification systems and N95 masks and gas masks and respirators, okay, maybe you don't need to go buy those, okay? You don't need to buy those. But don't buy anything that you don't need, okay? Because just saving money and spending less isn't going to solve the problem. So let's just look at it like this. If you had a vicious wound and you were spewing out blood out of your body to the point of which you're going to lose enough blood to ultimately pass away or pass out and then pass away, would you want to put a Band-Aid on it so you can just kind of slow down how much blood you're losing before you eventually die? Or would you rather close the wound, stop losing blood, and even after that, then, get a transfusion and, replenish what blood was lost in your system? I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's an easy answer, okay? But, hey, that's just me. You don't have to agree with me. And I know for a fact there's going to be at least 4 to 6 people who do not, because there's always 4 to 6 people who give my videos a thumbs down. So shout out to the shallow trolls out there who have subscribed to my channel and track me purely just to give me a thumbs down on all my videos, like immediately as soon as they start. So kudos to you guys. Great use of your time and your effort and your energy. But either way, it could be bots, it could be AI, I don't know. I do think YouTube is working on filtering some of that stuff out, and I do have some important updates from YouTube as far as changes to the algorithm. As I told you guys, I would tell you as soon as I found out. I'm going to save that for another video. But I also noticed that it's a big deal. It's great if you want to start a channel. It's not so great if you have an existing channel and you're seeing it slowly fall apart and you have no idea what to do with it. And I see a lot of people going through that now. A lot of people are contacting me, messaging me directly on Patreon as members, working to figure out a way to fix their channel. Okay. And I've been tracking this for months, but YouTube actually just released this information last week, officially stated it. So I'm not going to pat myself on the back here and, whatever, but I knew this was happening for months, and now they've confirmed it. So that makes me feel better, but it also helps me stay focused on the strategy and the mission at hand, and ultimately continuously working towards taking these actionable steps of this proven method that is going to work as it has worked in the past, to continuously produce more and more in terms of revenue and ultimately profits. If you guys are interested in that and or any other income producing, passive income, side hustle income, multiple diverse income stream opportunity, there's links in the description, but there's also the Patreon link, so you can come on over and shoot me a message. But either way, staying on track here, staying on focus. Spend no money, basically, because the news report comes out. We're in the beginning of wildfire season. Are we only going to now be bombarded and inundated with messages and recommendations and strong urges and warnings and alerts to spend more money? We're in a recession. We're experiencing levels of high inflation, questionable job security, reduction of pay and income, an increase in bills and monthly expenses, necessities, savings being dwindled, credit card balances being exhausted, Social Security, thank goodness, actually, getting some form of temporary solution with the debt ceiling budget being suspended till 2025, January 2025. But at the end of the day, if you were to ask, I would be willing to bet if you were to ask like 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 people that you come across, I'm talking 70 to 80%, most would probably say, hey, if you ask, hey, what's the state of the economy? Most would probably say not good. Most would probably say bad. So at a time where most would say the economy's not good, the economy's bad, why do we want to rush to spend money? And why isn't there more of a push from news headlines, mainstream, these media outlets, lawmakers, politicians, YouTube content creators, other channels, your friends in your circle, your network, co-workers? Why is there not a push to encourage making more money, encourage better investments, encourage passive income, encourage dividends from stocks and mutual funds, and encourage people to sign up for brokerage accounts like Moomoo? There's a link in the description for Moomoo to get free stocks. It's literally free money. Why isn't there much more of an encouragement there, where it's, headline, debt ceiling crisis, higher prices for food, and, the housing market is, about to crash. Hurry up and buy this and buy. Why is it not save your money, spend less, try to avoid buying certain things? We can introduce this demand destruction, which would ultimately help with inflation overall if we did it together, and take that money and sock it away in an appreciating investment vehicle, not just the savings account and not this high yield, annual percentage yield, high annual APY savings account that pays nothing. Somebody told me, they said, it's impossible to get ahead and keep your head above water and not live paycheck to paycheck in high inflationary times. And that is total bullcrap, okay? Inflation does, and always will exist. But the key is we need to be making and earning more in our ROIs, our return on investments, our income, our increases in our income, than inflation, okay? Now, inflation is a touchy subject because depending on who you ask, the inflation number, the CPI number, is going to vary. But at the end of the day, I would like to see continuous growth, continuous gain, continuous return on investment, continuous ROI in all of my investments. Again, diversity, security, and cash flow. So it just kind of bothers me when I see a news event, I see a weather event, I see a global event And all it does is encourage people to run out and spend money, run out and buy stuff, run out and put themselves in a far worse position than they were before. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say nothing about nobody, but, you know, when there was the possibility of, you know, a nuclear attack or nuclear fallout or whatever it may be from, you know, across the globe, or even at a time where New York City warned residents to prepare a bug out bag, how many people do you think ran out and listened to this terrible advice by channels that have over 1 million subscribers and some with less? They've taken this terrible advice, they've run out, and they've spent thousands, if not tens of thousands, in some cases possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars to prepare for something that probably won't happen. And even if it did, the money you spent would pretty much go to waste because the world would ultimately probably come to an end. But in the interim, you're still struggling to pay the credit card bill that you charged to make this purchase, to buy these items from this drop shipping website that are being created and made in China and then shipped to you, you know, through some third-party organization, or maybe they're receiving some affiliate commission on a product that is probably poorly made and will never be tested until the time comes when you actually need to use it, only to find out that it may not actually work. I can go down that road for a very long time in a variety of different ways, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I just want to express to you guys my concern for us all, and the fact that we are being fed so much that is so wrong in so many different ways. And I'm just blown away by how few people out there are actually trying to solve a problem rather than further perpetuate a problem and add more to everyone else's plate that isn't necessarily going to help the situation. That's just my 2 cents. But what do you guys think? How do y'all feel? Comment down below, let me know. Check me out on Patreon. Meet me and Michelle on Patreon. We're sharing the Patreon. We're dropping nuggets over there, gems. Content we'll never publish to YouTube because we can't. You know, they do not approve of that. And no, Rumble's not the answer, okay? I appreciate the kind words, but no, Rumble is not the answer, okay? But if you guys do want more information and more ways to put yourself in a position to potentially not spend money, eliminate costs, cut back, pull back, not necessarily focus on shopping at the Dollar Tree. I'm talking about, look, let's cut this addiction off, okay? And then from there, make better purchases, but also be working towards making more money. The same people who are telling you to buy this, buy that, go here, spend this, buy that, save money by going here and buying this, none of them are telling you how to make more money, how to spend less than you make, really, because these are the 5 basic principles. Make more money, spend less than you make, budget, eliminate high interest revolving debt, save and invest, okay? How come they're not telling you that? How come this isn't the widespread message and story being shared loud and clear, shouting it from the rooftops, urgent warning, red alert, do this now to save money, do this now to invest money, do this now to make more money, do this now to grow a business, do this now to secure your financial future, do this now to invest today, do this now to develop a multiple diverse passive income stream, do this now to get your online business started, do this now, just like everyone else is doing, that they're just not saying it while they're trying to convince you to buy something. Now, I have nothing wrong with people selling you things that are of value that you need to, you know, and you buy, and there's good reason for it. But to just tell people to rush out and buy gasoline and face masks and air purifiers and parachutes and radioactive suits and, you know, the Geiger counters and, you know, all this random BS. Come on, guys. Let's pay attention. The folks out here who are on a tight budget, on a fixed income, low income, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand that even when these warnings come about to go buy, you know that's not an option. But I will say that you do not, you know, support this cause because obviously financially you're unable to. However, let's not let that be the reason why we don't go the other direction and work towards improving our financial situation and increasing our income, increasing our net worth, increasing our wealth, and then still holding true to the same principles that you've been living off of for years, if not generations, to preserve that wealth and allow you to come out the other side bigger, better, and badder, survive and thrive when this is all said and done. Because we will see a crash. We will see a shift. We will see a reset. But they're priming the pump right now to make sure that when that happens, everybody's going into it far worse than they've ever been before because they've listened to the bull crap and they went out and bought everything that was recommended to them at all times when they didn't really need it.